Welcome to Picture Time O'Clock, the podcast that explores worlds hidden in everyday snapshots. Today's photo takes us somewhere both familiar and totally strange, car world. Our guest today is Rhea. Throughout this interview, which was recorded 6 or 7 months ago, by the way, David and Rhea will discuss a photo tied to car world, the surreal creation of William Banks. Who is William Banks? Mr. Banks is a famous celebrity who explores various things, including alternate dimensions. But Banks isn't just an eccentric storyteller. He's also known for slipping out of sticky situations. Banks recently made headlines after escaping custody following an 8-month jail sentence for stealing pro-Israel yard signs. His breakout was captured on video and shared widely on social media. Whoa. Prepare yourselves as we are about to unpack this fucked story, which explores the reality-bending ideas of William Banks and his huge crew of friends. Thank you.
That was quite a battle.
Bow down to the podcast mafia.
Whenever my mom comes here, my mom fucking hates Toronto, and she's always like, it's so dirty, the city, like it's so nasty. I was like, there's actually people who like come at like 5 a.m. and they like clean the street on Queen with that like rover thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I'd go for my shifts at Joe Fresh when I used to work there, that was the first person I'd see in the morning, and I'm like, it's actually not as dirty as New York. New York's insane.
Do those people come every day where you live?
Like, I haven't seen them where I live, but it was like Queen and Bathurst where I used to work.
Okay.
And they were there like every morning, like every fucking morning.
Yeah.
And
wow.
It would get dirty. It was just like Tim's cups. But yeah, I don't know. I like Toronto too much, where it's like, every time I go to New York, I like cry coming back because I'm like, this city is amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how much fucking money did I spend in 10 days?
It is pretty crazy. Overall, I think like if someone was going to give me a job there, I would still move there. But like, yeah, it is insane. Like I stayed in my friend's like bedroom when he was gone, and it was like $2,000 a month for like actually the smallest room I've ever been in. Like you couldn't even like do a push up. There's no floor basically.
It's just hover.
It's just like a bed, and then. Yeah.
Is it one of those, like, what's that guy on TikTok who, like, became famous out of that tiny little room he lived in?
I don't know. Maybe I've seen it, though.
He looks like, what's it called? Like a Labrador?
Like a dog?
Like he looks like the human version of, like, the guy from BoJack. That's a dog.
I don't know.
He's, like, really chipper and really excited. And I was like, this is actually really fucking insane.
And it's New York?
And it's New York. And I'm like, you live in, like, a closet, like you're Harry Pottering your way.
Yeah,
in this like insane building that's definitely like a slumlord type shit landlord situation.
Here's a tour of New York's smallest apartment. As soon as you walk in the door, you're in the kitchen. On one side, we have the fridge, as well as the closet. Above that is where I keep my dishes, as well as food, and I try to keep it
What is it you seek?
How long have you lived in Toronto?
I lived here for 7 years. I came here for school, but I was born here, and like my parents lived in different parts of Toronto.
I see.
So I'm not really from a neighborhood here, but I pretty much lived in the East End, or I feel like a lot of people that live in the East End, probably you included, will not count this as the fucking East End.
No, I'm like not a real East End person, so I probably will. I'm an everything east of Yonge person, but people that are actually from the East End disagree with that.
I know, but also like people from the East End are on another wavelength. If you're not like a 60-year-old man or a woman, I'm not going to hear your opinion about the East End. Truly, like the old men there are amazing. Also,
yeah.
the old men in Little Portugal are fucking amazing. But if you're 25 years old, I'm not listening to you about like what is the geography of like the Danforth is the east, is the beginning of the East End or whatever.
Yeah.
But I lived in Cabbagetown, and then I moved to then.
Wait, Cabbagetown is like Parliament, right?
Yeah, I lived on like Ontario and Carleton with like 5 guys, and it was during COVID, and I am still friends with a few of them, but I literally have never. I thought it was gonna be like the New Girl show or whatever. It was not like that. It was fucking like disaster movie. I felt like there was like one bathroom in between all of us. I was like, I feel like I'm in university again.
That's when you first came here. You lived there?
No, I lived in Pittman dorms.
Oh, so did I.
Really? What year
Yeah.
were you?
Earlier 2010, I lived there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was there 2017.
Do you remember what floor you're on?
Yeah, I was in the 6th floor. It was like single dorms.
Yeah, okay.
And I remember there was like a hierarchy system that was like unspoken. It was like some like Hunger Games shit where like the 14th floor is called the penthouse.
Right.
So that was like the capital, I guess.
Okay, yeah, the 14th floor was the only one that had those like 3-bedroom ones, right?
Yeah. And you got like the view of the city, and everyone who lived in our thing at least was from Vancouver or like Victoria and came from money.
Oh, weird.
So I was like, is this like, are we like basing this on class, I guess?
So second year is when you moved to the Ontario Street House.
No, second year is when I moved right next to Fillmore's.
True.
Gentlemen's Club. And I remember we once got chased by a guy in a scooter from Fillmore's, which was very interesting. And we were like wearing like, I don't know, like I had like maybe 20 minutes of King Street era because my roommates were like people who like went out to King Street occasionally. So we were coming back and I was like wearing her fur or something. And this guy's like yelling at us and chasing us with his bike. And we like booked it in our heels. And that's all I remember from living there and getting like followed by the secret like shopper at Metro because he thought I was stealing beer. And then he called the cops on me and was like, yeah, she's Indian. And that's all I remember.
Damn. That Metro is kind of sketchy.
I love that Metro.
Really?
I swear to God, they used to sell cigarettes at that Metro. But I think I was delusional and that wasn't true.
That seems possible. There was like a little counter where you get lottery stuff.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was like a stuff, and I swear to God they sold cigarettes there because I remember buying cigarettes at Metro, or maybe I just had cigarettes at Metro. Actually, would you mind? Can I go get my cigarettes and have a cigarette?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, one second. Let me just grab them. But yeah, that's like, I spent pretty much most of the time I was in Toronto by my university.
I was going to say, maybe you already know this, but did you know that Dead Mouse lives above that Metro?
Oh, no fucking way. And there was like, I can't remember what happened. There's like, I don't really remember most of second year because we would do this thing where we would get really drunk and then show up to places 10 minutes before last call and it would be empty. And we would also like smoke out of, my friend had this thing called the bucket system that she brought from like Windsor, which is just like a water bong.
Okay.
And that's all we would do. And like Molly was fully introduced to everyone like casually.
Wait, but water, like, and you would just smoke weed out of it?
Yeah.
What's a bucket system though?
So she gets a metal, like a shaker, I think the bottom of a shaker. She fills it with water and she takes a water bottle and then there's a hole in the water bottle or the water bottle gets filled or both of them. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then she has like a screw on it that has like a little, it's something that comes from a drill, I think. And then she packs it with weed and then we'll light it, let it fill the bottle and then open the bottle and then just smoke it.
Huh.
And I'm pretty sure that's just a water bong.
Yeah, well, I've seen like a water bottle bong before, but this sounds slightly more intricate.
It was the most insane thing I'd ever tried in my life, and it might still be the most insane thing I've ever tried because the things like it would be like you would go blind. Like I've been in class like every year for like second year students. This one prof, Gary Gold, will throw a class. I can't remember what it is about. Like it's about TV or something.
Yeah.
And he's known for like throwing bouncy balls at students, like not in a horrifyingly like bad way, but like in a funny way. But we were really high when that happened, and I got so scared I had to leave. That's what I remember, that bong, and I can't touch that bong. I think that bong ruined weed for me.
Sound is connection.
Sound is sacred.
Sound is the car alarm right outside my window.
Sound is intimate.
Sound is the reason we're here.
Sound can be a lot of things, but have you ever thought about what it really is?
It's these vibrations in the air, waves of energy that are shooting all around us, super fast.
At the speed of sound, actually. So these waves are all around us, and between 16 and 20,000 hertz, they can change our lives.
They can be the background to our days.
They can help us achieve our goals.
They could be personal.
Honestly,
anyway.
the things that have happened in that building is horrific. Like Pittman Hall, it's also like it's the first. I'm pretty sure like the story that went around was it's the first building that the architect had designed that wasn't a prison.
Oh.
So the architect that made Pittman Hall had been designing prisons for most of his career, and I think the first thing that he did outside of it was this.
Yeah.
When I looked in my room, I was like, "This literally is a fucking prison cell with
Crazy.
the closet."
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. What floor were you on?
Floor 8, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was mostly like on floor 3 because all my friends were there.
Yeah,
And-
there was stuff happening on floor 3 when I was there as well.
Because it was like the bigger apartments. It was all like the degenerate alcoholics that lived there, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is like a bonding experience. But we threw a party there once for my birthday, and the paramedics had to show up.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. My friend like slit her leg open and thought it was cranberry juice for the whole night until she like sobered up and was like, "Why is my foot in so much pain? And why is there blood everywhere on my leg?"
That's heavy.
Yeah. That place is cursed. I'm so happy it was just one fucking year.
Yeah, it's like actually I think even at the time I like knew that I couldn't keep living there. Or at least didn't want to.
It's fucking hell on earth. We used to call it Shipman Hall for so long.
I think people might have called it that when I was there too.
It's because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that fucking works. Or Pittman Hell was one of them.
What did you study there?
I did journalism.
Right. Okay. I knew that
yeah.
somehow actually.
Yeah. I feel like it's also like the most obvious one considering what I do now, but also it was a fucking nightmare of a program. And I was also a horrible student through the entire time I was there. I never went to classes after my first year, or like failed a bunch of classes and had to redo a year.
Right.
Or like do a year. But that's the program I was in. Yeah, it was like great. There were some amazing profs there, but it made a lot of conservatives too. Like, do you know Harrison Faulkner?
No.
You should look at his Twitter. He's like a really big, what do they call them? Conservative pundit.
Brampton is just a very strange place. Every week, something happens in Brampton that goes extremely viral on social media, and you just have to ask why exactly that is. A lot of us know why that is. For many Canadians, Brampton looks and feels like a totally foreign place. But right now, some very strange things are happening in Brampton that warrant mention and further investigation. Well, one of the things happening in Brampton right now, which many of you who watch the show regularly will know about, is that for months, almost every weekend, large groups of international students with expiring work permits have been protesting in the streets, not only demanding work permit extensions, but also calling for an end to online hate and racism targeting Indians. They also...
When I met him for the first time was like our second week of university, and we were all going to a frat party, and we ran into him, and he seemed like a really nice, normal guy. We were like, oh my God, we're like fucking excited. Like this is going to be awesome. And then he like walked out of a lecture once because they were talking about queer media, and he went on Snapchat and was like, the SJWs are taking over my program and journalism is dead.
Damn.
Like, yeah, well, I'm pretty okay with that.
He looks so young.
He's 26 or he's 25.
True.
And he's very young, and his whole thing now is like hating on brown people, which I'm like, I have a theory that a lot of these conservatives that specifically hate brown people were like royally dumped by a brown woman in their life and scorned. So they like, their whole thing is that. So I think that's Harrison's thing. But there's also another guy that came out of Pittman who was on my floor the year before, that became like a really big conservative podcaster, like a Zoomer podcaster or whatever. And his thing was he did get dumped by this brown girl. I think she came out as like a lesbian, or she just didn't want to date him anymore. I can't remember which one it was.
What's this guy's name?
I can't remember. But it was like a really big thing in our university. Like everyone wanted him out of the school. But he had like ginger hair. And then he wore like these like sunglasses, like the Oakley sunglasses.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like balding from each side, but still had the long hair. And he got royally dumped by this brown girl and then went full conservative. It's not our fault, like that we're brown, you know?
Yeah, I guess like it makes sense that Ryerson is producing racist kids in a way.
Yeah. What program were you in?
Radio and television.
Oh, you were in RTA?
I was.
Oh.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else to touch on before we get to the photo.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. I feel like I like had at least one question for you, like mentally prepared, but I can't remember what it is now. Maybe like something about Cunt Magazine, but I can't remember.
Yeah. That whole thing is like, it's the most like anxiety inducing thing I've ever done in my life, but it's so much fun.
Why?
It's like, I think the terrifying thing is that a lot of people have very high expectations for it. And a lot of people want to see it become like grow bigger, but I don't. I like the idea that it's small and it's like made for my friends. Like it's made for like people who live here and like the community that we kind of like navigate in. Like even the people who came on like Friday, it's like, it's really for people like that are like here in the city and like nothing really beyond that. And then if it ever does, I don't think it really will, but if it ever does, I'm burning the shit to the ground and we're going to start another meme page somewhere else. Cunt parties, sure, like, you know, whatever. But when I lived in that house in second year on Ontario Street, on Pembroke by Fillmore's, we would throw a lot of parties there because our landlords lived upstairs and they were pretty chill as long as we were like done by 3.
Right.
Or the noise would reduce by 3. And then we like would have a lot of parties there. We've had my birthday there and Halloween's there a lot. And so we just started becoming known for people who threw a lot of parties, and because it was a huge fucking house and it was a 3-bedroom and the living room was massive. But there's one night for Halloween where I had like a shift at Airy for like the first time, and I had done like an insane amount of blow that would have killed like a child, normal person, or like a Victorian, or like a horse. Yeah. Like, and I woke up and I was still high, and I was like, I need to sober up, and like my nose was bleeding. So I was like, okay, fuck, like I need to either not go to work or like sober the fuck up and just do this shift. And we get a knock on the door and the cops are just like, it's me in the basement bathroom, like coming out. My roommates both have like doors facing each other and the bathroom's in the middle, and they both come out at the same time. My one roommate's pissed as fuck, like, why the fuck are the cops here? My other roommate's still drunk and she's woken up and she's like, when did we, like, she's like, she literally goes, hello boys, thinking they're strippers. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I'm still really fucking high. And turns out when I was asleep and my friends were staying in my room, someone, instead of switching off my alarm, they kept clicking the button on my phone that, like, if you click it enough times, it calls the cops.
Oh, right.
Like the emergency button. And then the operator was there on the phone and she was like, we're going to have to send people anyway, because you could be clearly like butt dialing us, but like we're going to send people. So they like scanned the whole house and nothing was there. It's just like a butt dial. And then they see the cake and they're like, looks like you guys had fun last night. Happy birthday to whoever's birthday.
This is what the cops are saying once they're there.
And I'm like trying not to cry and like I'm tweaking. And I'm like, okay, I need you guys to go now.
Damn.
And the only time I've really interacted with them.
Yeah, I feel like you can get away much easier with like house parties in like a residential whatever. But maybe like cops like just driving by there, like your current place, are like just assuming it is like some kind of like venue.
Yeah.
A catchy bedroom pop, Tumblr core, young female track. The song is about posting online just for one boy to see, but knowing he won't see it anyway. There's mentions of vaping and cutting up your clothes, specifically your jeans references to all the cool kids are made. The song weaves in and out with a very flat stock sound and stripped down synth melody and a simple drum beat. The vocals have subtle auto-tune and reverb effects. The chorus emphasizes brain rot from posting on the infinite internet. Doom scrolling is mentioned, but in an alternative fashion. Lo-fi bedroom pop, Tumblr, teen angst, love, internet, Y2K, aesthetic, dream, coursey, punk, Twitter, Vine, TikTok.
Apartment 200 used to be a sex club for a long time.
Oh.
Or it was Apartment 200. It was called Wicked. If you Google Wicked, you'll find a photo of a bunch of like mattresses outside when they had closed because they just dumped all the mattresses out on the street.
Huh.
But yeah. Like that's
Wait, I don't understand. You were at a wedding and then you went to Little Jerry?
Little Jerry and I have a very long history too, which is crazy, but I don't.
You don't want to get into it?
No, we can get into it. I feel like I'm just like rambling here. I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, it's good.
I mean, I started Little Jerry, funnily enough, was my big entry into the stuff that I go to now. Not the rave stuff. I feel like it's very different and like not like the like I guess the Gen Z party stuff.
Yeah.
But I like met a lot of like the people that work there. A lot of them who are DJs. I've like been to their shows, listened to their music before, and it's really good. And it really introduced me to a lot of people who like are, I don't know what the word is for it, because I like Gen Z, like clubby music. That's as good as I can describe like that sort of new generation of people. But then there's this other one that's like all these like not like kind of millennial DJs that like play.
Little Jerry feels like more millennial than Gen Z in my head, at least.
There's a point where we were probably the youngest people going there for a long time.
True. Where do you work?
I work at Juice, like during the day, but
like
that's
doing coffee.
Yeah, just doing coffee.
Cool.
But most of my stuff comes from like freelancing.
True.
There are places in this city that slip between worlds. Juice is one of them. By day, it's a barber shop, razors gliding, mirrors watching, transformations happening in silence. But when night falls, everything shifts. The chairs vanish, the air hums, the mirrors become portals. Juice isn't just a nightclub, it's a ritual. The music here isn't played, it's conjured, beats stolen from the future, whispered through underground circuits. The people don't just dance, they levitate. And then there's the wine, unfiltered, alive, dangerously smooth. Some say it's enchanted. A sip of the right bottle, and you hear conversations from 3 blocks away, but that's not the strangest thing about Juice. There's a door in the back, always locked. No one knows what's behind it. A cellar of impossible vintages, a tunnel to something older than the city itself. Some have gone through, none speak of what they saw, but they come back different. If you find yourself at Juice, let the night take you. Have a drink. Dance until you dissolve. But if someone hands you a bottle with no label, don't drink it. And if you hear a knock at the back door, don't answer.
Okay, so the photo, do I just describe it?
Yes.
So there's like, it's in someone's house. I can't remember. It's like somewhere in Bloor. There's a cage, like it's like a dog cage almost, like, you know, the ones that you can easily like pick up and collapse.
Yeah, like metal. Is it black?
It's black,
metal?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's like covered in kind of fairy lights, and there's two people in it. One of them's my friend Sophia, and the other one is this girl that we had met that night. And they're like sitting in it and like kind of like perched like little animals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a sign, like a paper sign in red that says exclusion zone.
Okay.
And there's a bookshelf and like there's some stuff behind it, and someone's like foot is in it with their sock.
Are they looking at the camera?
They're both looking at the camera, and the camera is pointing like it's being shot from like up, so it's like a bird's eye view kind of thing.
So they're looking up at the camera.
Yeah, and the photo was taken by this guy who's like really amazing. He used to do a lot of like nightlife photography and like really cool rave stuff and like really cool art stuff.
Yeah.
But his name is Jet, and he was there, and he actually introduced me to this thing where this photo was taken. This like, have you ever heard of? Am I allowed to like get into it? Like what this was about?
Yes.
Okay, so I used to work for BlogTO like for 3 months, and it was probably the worst fucking experience of my life. And I will openly say that my editor was a fucking psycho. But I was texted by Jet because I'd interviewed him for a story about like his photography. He's like, you should really look into this thing from New York. Have you heard of it? It's called Car World.
Oh,
and
okay.
Have you heard of Car World before?
No.
So he's like, just look into it. Like there's a Toronto's like sect of it, or like a Toronto branch. And I just went to their dinner. Like they have their yearly like supper in February. And it's insane. Like it's just like the most fucking insane thing ever. And so I looked into it, and we were I had done an interview. I reached out to the people who run Toronto's like Car World, and we were gonna do an interview, and then I got fired from my job. My role got like discontinued because they're like, nightlife reporters, like it's not gonna happen producing 20 articles a week. And I was like, duh, no
Right.
fucking shit. So then I kept in contact with the two people who ran the Car World thing here, but
what's Car World though? Is it like literal cars?
So, okay, I'm probably going to butcher this because its lore is incredibly long, and it's incredibly like it's insane. So basically Car World is another dimensional space. It is this man, William Banks from Brooklyn, possibly, took the Brooklyn Bridge, or like there's a tunnel under the Brooklyn Bridge sort of situation where he went into another dimension called Car World, where there are just like these sentient beings that are cars. So you have the mechanics, and then you have the attendants or attendees, and then you have Korax. I'm probably butchering these names because it's been such a long time since I've talked about Car World.
Mm-hmm.
And mechanics is a combination of, it's like this worm car sentient thing, and then you have like attendees who are sort of like, someone described them as chickens. Like they're kind of like not super conscious about their existence, but they're just like hands, like their heads are hands, and like their neck is like an arm.
Okay.
And then, so William Banks went to Car World, and he was there for quite a bit of time. I think there were like 2 Car World wars. And the rumor is that he may have instigated the second one or the first one. I can't remember, but that's like, he will say it's hearsay, and he will say it's not true.
Okay, I'm noticing like a shocking number of people I have on Instagram follow this guy.
Carworld, yeah. So William Banks is almost like a prophet in some way, like a messiah to these people that follow Carworld, and it's based off of this like kind of a branch of Christianity, which is in itself it's a branch of Christianity, but a lot of it's taken from sort of I think he calls himself a Christian too, and a lot of it is just this entire world that exists where William basically fell in love, but like had sexual relations with Korax, this like sentient worm car. I think so. And then they had a kid together, but I don't think William was aware of that.
But
also,
did this like exist beyond him, or he kind of was the first person to like bring
Carworld
to life?
So to like kind of like step out of the whole concept of Carworld, it really is like these 4 to 5 friends in New York who are all comedians.
I see.
And they've created this sort of like real life like sketch.
I see.
In real life sort of like thing where they're like pretending that it's like super real, because even I remember I interviewed them for Cunt to like, we wanted to really have a print issue, but that's like the most unaffordable thing right now. So I interviewed them for like this idea of a print issue, and I kind of just wanted to get to know, it was more not even an interview. We sat and we like spoke about the lore, and they were in character the whole time. Like the whole time they were in character. And then they came to Toronto last year, in the winter or like in the fall for their tour. And it was like the most insane thing ever. I brought like a bunch of my friends, and we saw someone like put out a cigarette on like the balls of his feet, and they were like,
what even happens on the tour? Like you pay to get a ticket to see what?
Not even. So basically the tour is it's like all through North America and then Toronto. Well, yeah. So all through America, sorry. And then Toronto, he comes here, and it's called like the Carworld tour, or like something like that. But he was like basically spreading his like gospel and spreading the message of Carworld. And they had a car that literally was the Carworld car. It's like someone's like Kia Soul, I think.
Okay.
With a bunch of like stuff like stuck on it and a huge Carworld logo.
Yeah.
And when he came to Toronto, each time he's here, he's staying at like not a disciple, but like a follower's house. So there's like, I think 30 plus cities across the world that have Carworld in them, like have a following. So they have like, I don't remember what they're called, but you get like these tokens of appreciation the more you become a member and the more you donate. And each person from these cities, like the city has almost like the way that resident advisor has like city managers that manage all of the events that happen here.
Yeah.
Carworld has that, but like they're like the quote unquote, not leaders because there's only one leader, but they're like the managers of those cities that deal with Carworld here. So the people here in Toronto, one of them name is Christina, and they're a couple that live in this beautiful home, and William Banks and his entourage of people
were staying there.
We're staying there, and he has like specific. I want to find this.
Where was the house?
It was like on Bloor and like Bathurst.
Interesting.
So it was just like, and the couple is like so cool. Like they're really like outside of everything. They're like really amazing and sweet people.
Did they seem really like normal on the surface, or
they
off the surface too?
They're very normal, like very chill people off the surface, like outside of like Carworld. But when Carworld gets into it, they're really in character too. But also they are just like I find very eccentric people that's why we were very drawn to them. And even when I met them for an interview, they're just the kindest people I've ever met in my entire life. And they're just really fucking happy to be doing this shit. Because
did they seem in love?
Sorry, one sec. I just got an email.
No problem.
Fuck. Hold on. Shit. I didn't see anything. Can I call you back?
Yeah, sure. Also,
so
honestly, even if you can, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Okay, let me just call you back. Okay.
than just a podcast.